Hello and welcome to the Renaissance Polymath. I'm your host, Toby Gagnon, and on this episode, I would like to discuss this podcast. I'd like to tell you briefly about me, my background, what led me to do this, and what you can expect going forward. Let's go ahead and get things started. I'm a homeowner living in suburban America with a young family and a few pets. By trade, I am a salesperson in an industry that allows me a unique perspective on certain events and people as a whole, but I also have some very niche and sometimes polarizing hobbies. I've been a YouTube creator on and off for a few years, but only recently have been exposed to the world of podcasting. I was intrigued by podcasting, but always related it to creating YouTube videos. Those take a lot of work and time for planning, timing, setup, filming, retakes, takedown, offloading, editing, and posting. However, I was invited to be a guest on another podcast, and that gave me perspective as to how much simpler an audio-only format could be, and also how much more freedom I could have as a creator. When I say freedom, I'm not speaking just about the amount of time I would have to put into things, but also freedoms such as show topics, language used during the conversation, and the flow of the conversation, just to name a few. With that out of the way, let's talk about this podcast and what you can expect from it. This podcast is all about discussing ideas, lessons, and skills that your parents in high school didn't teach you, helping you to become a more well-rounded individual, a jack of all trades, or a modern-day Renaissance man or woman. Formats for these podcast episodes are mostly going to be solo commentary, just like this format here. However, I do plan to have additional formats that include guest interviews. I expect the solo format podcasts to be somewhere between 15 and 25 minutes approximately, with guest interviews somewhere between 50 minutes and just over an hour. Each new episode will be launched every other week on Monday mornings at 7 a.m., just in time for your commute to work. Remember that the idea behind this podcast is to discuss a wide array of ideas, lessons, and skills, so topics are going to change from week to week. With that said, I do plan to have stretches of episodes where there is a common theme culminating in an interview episode with a guest who has a deep understanding of that particular topic. Speaking of topics, a few I plan to discuss include life skills, health and fitness, home ownership, preparedness, and finances. If you're interested in becoming a more well-rounded person and exploring ideas and conversations on topics that may open your mind and spark a desire for more education, then I'd like to think you'll enjoy what I've set out to create. That about wraps up this episode. If you have any feedback, please feel free to send me an email at podcast@therenpo.com. That's THERENPO.com. I would also appreciate it if you left a review wherever you podcast. That helps this show be discoverable to others and helps me understand where things can be improved. Don't forget to subscribe and auto-download new episodes so you don't miss any of the future topics. Thank you for listening, and I'll catch you on the next episode.